Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We're gonna try and free Phoenix today, because we are back in the past and Phoenix is on trial for murder, and I'm thinking that his girlfriend did it, because his girlfriend also seems to be connected to another murder. And yeah, we're playing as Mia, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I think his girlfriend Dahlia is gonna be who is on the stand today.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
I think Dahlia is a liar. You even brought your umbrella to court. Oh geez, it was totally you. What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses.
Yes, and you will be deceived by many more.
It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
Of course, Judge, of course. No, it's giving, God, what was his name from the circus case? And he had the birds around him. I can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous. This is just my court that... Well, it's not wacky yet, because we're back in time. We have fun here. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel and kill them with my laser vision.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all. It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Oh, you're evil.
The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. No way. There's no way. Mia just said that. Okay. Sir?
Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Is that what you call Phoenix? Feeny?
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. She didn't even say anything to do it.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
What I witnessed. It's probably gonna be fake. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Ms. Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Tiki, you haven't changed a bit. Oh? Do you two know each other? I get weird vibes from her, like... Don't look at me like that. Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, floor is all yours.
again, Madam Faye. Madam, I'm no one's grandma yet, girly. You never will be, because you'll die. Okay, what do you mean he got wobbly? Because we all know Phoenix did that amazing push. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes! In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? There's a contradiction here. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never.
Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness.
I'm not badgering.
I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting.
I'm gonna kill you, Ping.
Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
And a bad job at that. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. You're so nice. I won't kill you with my laser vision, like I do other witnesses.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. Is that all? I went to go find some other students, and they called the authorities. Okay, they were fighting. Is there anything? Maybe this is testimony. The victim fell, took his umbrella. Would it be this because they were fighting? Yeah, because they were fighting. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Here I go again, picking things for like almost the right reason. If there's one thing that you can count on, it's me doing that. I was like, they were fighting. It's also because she said she didn't hear anything. There was the loud noise. Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer?
By all means, anything for you.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. Do you know? You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at that time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet, so the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out.
Hee. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in your testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. She didn't hear anything. She was listening to music. There was lightning. Was there lightning? Yeah, if there was lightning, that would have caused the the things to snap. The power lines or whatever they're called. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean? It was perfect.
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay. I'm out of school and I hate science. It hurts my brain.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh, I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway?
Mahjong. And Italian dinners and recess. Those are the things I think about. And Phoenix Wright, but not yet. I'll think about him in the future.
This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty. Ah, pain.
Hee hee.
Stop saying hee hee.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
Well then, does that mean Dahlia is lying, or it didn't strike the campus? Ah!
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? It's affidavit. And who's this affidavit from? A pharmacology student who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. It lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits the time of death listed in the autopsy report I can read. Exactly, Your Honor. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would cause them to break.
Okay. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4-9 at 2:55 p.m.
However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
All I can think of is that it was Phoenix, but that doesn't look good. It was Phoenix when he bumped into the, or when he pushed him. I'm gonna double check the guide to make sure that that's correct before I go throwing Phoenix under the bus. Let's see. Yeah, it says present Phoenix right, so I guess that's what we're doing. Sorry, Phoenix. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I didn't say that.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
But what's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And the victim was electrocuted.
I didn't say that.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here.
Ah,
In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
And it was Dahlia.
order in the court.
The lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. My God. That doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have...
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something?
Oh God, here we go.
The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
Oh, really?
What?
What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's all right. Anything for you. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth.
Oh, really?
Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear, as painful as it may seem. As you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
I don't know. I feel like it's gotta be that last statement where she's like, it all happened in less than a minute. Do I present something? Crime photo 1. Okay, crime photo 2. Oh, you know what? There's that watch. And I remember saying last time, I was like, I can't read Roman numerals. I'm confused. It couldn't have happened in less than a minute because, yeah. I mean, without even me trying to think about the time, it just doesn't make sense. Well, it's upside. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. Right? I think it's this. Oh God, I flipped. I did not mean to flip. That's what I meant to do.
That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine! That's the one Feeney likes to take for his colds. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Fay.
My point is this, Judge. Pay attention. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, Payne.
Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval?
Haha.
The defense proposes that, It was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order! Order in the court. What about... This is nonsense. The real murderer?
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as the real killer? It's crazy. It's never happened before, but I feel like it'll happen a lot in the future.
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready.
Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who's the real killer?
That would be Dahlia.
It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How can you...
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order. Order, Miss Faye. What I mean... What I mean, why...
I didn't get to read it all.
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah! How can you say something so mean, Madame Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge you are...
Where? Hello, Phoenix. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. Achoo.
You? What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record.
What the? Are you daft?
You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Oh, Phoenix says she could. Get off the stand, Phoenix.
Mr. Wright, get back to your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Achoo. Leave my Dolly alone. Cough.
Sigh, that boy.
Oh, it was you. He's gotten himself in way over his head. You've been quiet.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. Oh, that's right. You went to that. Yeah, you went to check the files. Got it. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. A report on the incident 8 months ago.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
Can I see it? Okay. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date time, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Interesting. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Is this girl like a mass murderer? Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend. What? Mia, were you dating Diego?
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor,
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand.
Huh?
Go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this.
Oh, weep.
Sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
Oh, I believe that girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Everything. Pain. The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. I would like to hear it. Young lady, would you mind staying for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. How I Met My Feeny.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Phoenix, quiet. Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. Very profound and beautiful, Eric Grossberg. Okay, were you really destined to meet Dahlia, or did you set that up?
The courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Yes, it does.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case, I will kill you.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. No, I'm gonna keep pressing. It's kind of important to note that she was here for another murder. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. My lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If you please, Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I'd come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
No you didn't. You were writing a paper. On what?
On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld.
Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea and very smart.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten.
Again with the midlife crisis stuff. Yeah, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear. So be sure to read it carefully. I suppose I have to present it on that statement rather than press. Here? Back here. Okay, yeah, present. Police report. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse,
there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy? You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order, order, order. This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide behind. It's Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with that. Winston Payne will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Ugh, kind of creepy.
Pardon me, go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you about the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I just gotta stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart and my heart. Stop that, Grossberg. Stop it. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit. Don't you? No. Why is this your character trait now? I don't recall this being your character trait in the first game. I remember you had that Indiana Jones painting in the first game. That was your character trait then. Poisoning.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
Wasn't Doug a pharmacology student? I think you would know where to get one. And it would be from him.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Aha, yeah, you're growing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. The proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. The poisoning. Okay. You're not innocent. You did know where to get stuff from, and it was from Doug.
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table, you. No!
Order, order, order. Could it be? That's nothing but a baseless
May I say something, Madam Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Oh, what about the necklace? The, thing that you gave to Phoenix?
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something like that, something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that. No, it's fine. I've got it, Mia. She gave it to Phoenix.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye.
Unless we can come up with evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and
I'm good.
the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
It's right here.
You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone you knew it wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
The defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. I would like one. Please give me one. Anyway, so what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago, August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain that if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No! Ah!
We've got you, Dahlia. We've got you.
Order. Order in the court.
I knew you'd be coming back, Phoenix. On behalf of Dolly, I object.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her?
Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. I don't even say that to you in the future.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway?
Oof. That was kind of brutal. Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too.
Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is...
because of that necklace. She's trying to, like, keep an eye on you. She keeps asking you to give it back, too.
Dahlia Hawthorne was not, and is not, madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck.
My necklace?
Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying.
But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she...
I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! Poor Phoenix.
Eek.
Yeah, are you alright? Ah, the defendant. He's getting away. Bailiff, hurry! After him! Oh my god. Is Phoenix on the run? Yeah. Are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy. He went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
Bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Well, this is awkward.
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I think I need to start calling this my wacky court, because that was wacky.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace?
Forgive me. I'm sorry.
It's okay, just give back the necklace.
What'd you do with it? I ate it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, Phoenix. How? How did you? No, you didn't. You didn't.
You what?
You ate it?
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits of first, but yeah. How? Phoenix Wright. What? That thing was big. How did you chew that? Are your teeth broken?
What the? What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. Also, it looked like glass.
I can't believe he ate a necklace.
What? Phoenix, this is the weirdest thing you've ever done.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, we're like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem.
I don't know, would your body react to, like, there was poison in something, and then 8 months later you eat it? Also, I feel like this line of questioning, this line of thinking is just stupid because he also just ate glass, and he's fine. Oh, Phoenix.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that, or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you placed this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
This is so annoying. The way this things work in this universe is like, we prove so much about Dahlia, but it's like there's this one thing, and they're like, nope, throw the whole thing out. Can't be her now.
Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why? Exactly.
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in the court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up,
I really don't think it has been. I don't think I would like to proceed, whatever. I don't think him eating a necklace disproves anything.
Mr. Wright.
I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It's totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you.
what is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Ugh. Crazy punch.
Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him.
What?
She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. I can't do that, Phoenix.
So Dahlia stole the poison 8 months ago too, huh? You put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, and there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone.
Miss Faye.
You're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore,
Exactly who is Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Well then, it was Phoenix. If she wanted that bottle back.
there was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Oh, Phoenix, she was trying to kill you. It was me.
That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
When your cold medicine disappeared, was she maybe putting poison in it?
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright was Miss Hawthorne, and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Judge, we already established forever ago that she wasn't in love with him.
Poor Mr. Wright. Supposed to be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
Even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible.
No, it can't be.
It was a pretty good move. She made two. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
That can't be true. Poor Phoenix. Now I see why you're never, like, into romance later in the future. You were betrayed.
Feeny, what a joke you are.
Oh, there's her true self.
Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything?
Hey. Maya counts on him. And, well, Edgeworth's not a woman, but Edgeworth can count on him. So can Mia. A lot of people, Gumshoe. We're disregarding gender now. A lot of people count on Phoenix Wright. Pearl.
I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne.
It appears that we are nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack.
I cannot believe that.
Well, hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? You're not sweet anymore.
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge?
Ah,
With absolutely no proof. You treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
but we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
And she disappeared.
I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
You'll be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No.
Get back here.
You better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray?
What? Ray? Or you just being, like, rude to her? Being like, haha, Gray, rhymes with Faye. I don't know.
Well, Miss Fay, could you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible. You can't possibly...
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one.
You're unable to establish her guilt. I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor.
Wait, is there, like, no such thing as, like, in this world as, like, not guilty? Like, because you have not proven that Mr. like, Phoenix Wright is guilty beyond, what is it, that term? Beyond reasonable doubt? Like, the defense can create reasonable doubts that can make you think, like, I don't think he did it. Therefore, we cannot convict him as not guilty. Like, that is a thing. People get off for that with that all the time. Like, that you can't, they didn't prove that it was them beyond reasonable doubt, you know? Like, and I think that would be the case here. Like, right now, I don't think you can convict Phoenix Wright because there's been too much proof provided that it could be someone else. That it could not be him. Could also, like, not be him, you know?
I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
I am right. I am right. I'm a genius. It was in the cold medicine.
Well then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
It was in the Cold Killer X.
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Hee hee hee. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony?
But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us.
She was the one who took this bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws.
Test it then. Test it, Payne.
After all, it was the victim Doug Swallow that was holding the medicine.
I'd like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever.
Think, how many people have you killed, girl?
Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold on to it, in this case, Doug Swallow.
Dang, Mia. That is some good argument you got there. You're good.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fools, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some?
Ooh. Got her.
Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey! Mia Fey!
Ooh, oh god. Creepy.
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? Ha, 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 ha. That's just fine. For the time being. Victory is yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it.
Well, that's weird.
Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
What does she mean they're gonna meet again?
Phew. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
Yes, I have.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word this rookie lawyer has said.
Yeah, well, no one cares.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said...
There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
You did say that. So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly any poison in here, right?
You see, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
My hair is flying off, my beautiful hair, no, no.
That's why you're, oh my god. Really? That's why you don't have, that's why you're balding in the later games? Your hair flew off in this moment? Oh my god, this game series sometimes is insane.
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, and about your hair flying off. Yes, Your Honor, I'll file the papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I love that I am not at all concerned about your hair flying off. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye,
Yes, Your Honor.
was it just me or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne. This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter. Or to my daughter. It appears that Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? I just have nothing to say about him losing his hair.
It can't be true. My dear Dolly. Achoo.
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. I will release confetti. Woohoo! Don't you love it, Phoenix Wright? You're going to see this a lot in the future. I'm sure of it. This court is adjourned.
Mia, you are wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. That's so disgusting! Stop talking about that!
Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about that?
Thank you, Mia. That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Poor Phoenix.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations.
Thanks. You know, I was thinking.
Go on.
The dolly I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Well, that's because you didn't know the real Dahlia. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something.
Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Eek. What kind of company does this guy keep?
Larry. Right, now I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time.
I see.
Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court.
Oh, you definitely will.
It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. Memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. And also through Maya and Pearl.
Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. That is a story for another day.
Aw.
That was a good first episode. There he is. A brand new episode has been added. That guy, he's our new prosecutor in this case. Now, I just want to get ahead of this right now. Like, I knew his name, like the spelling of it, and I was like, I think it's this. But then I heard there was a lot of discourse. Like, literally everyone pronounces his name different, apparently. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and look up ahead of time how people most commonly say his name. Oh my god, no one says his name the same. Everyone's like, I say it like this. I say it like this. I say it like this. The one I saw the most was Gatto. That's just what I'm gonna go with. okay? And if that's not how you pronounce it, okay, that's fine. No one pronounces it the same, apparently. That's just what I'm going with, because I saw the most people saying that. Oh, let's save. I'm assuming I'm gonna get the start. Yep, the time is 1 a.m. We'll end after this little intro here that we're gonna get. Detective, we made it. Phew. What a relief. Glad the jewel is still safe. Gumshoe.
Oh, you said it, pal. It must have been our rock-solid security that scared him off. Would you mind opening the safe just to double check?
Mask to mask. Ah, we've been had. Mask to mask, salutations. Out front, guards! Turn on the searchlights. Is that still Gumshoe talking? Ah ha 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 ha. Better luck next time, gentlemen. Whoa! Ah ha ha ha! Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. It's flying away! We shall meet again when the next moon is full. Ah ha ha ha! What the heck? Aha, okay, yeah, you keep laughing. Interesting. Is your name Mask to Mask? Alright. This is the spot where we can yes, we can save here. Alright, we are back in present time now. That was a very good intro. So much better than the last game than when Phoenix randomly got amnesia. I like that we got to see Mia kind of in that court setting again, because I feel like yeah, that's kind of what we knew her for at the start of the first game, but she's just become like something else since then, because we only see her like through Maya or Pearl. Like you almost associate her more with like, she's a dead spirit, like all the like medium stuff. So it's kind of nice to sort of see her like in her elements again, like as a lawyer doing her thing. And you know, that is like her figure. She is basically like the role model for Phoenix, and she was really good at her job and all that stuff. I really liked getting to see like how those two met for the first time. It sort of goes to show like, yeah, we knew that Phoenix had like a lot of trust in Mia before because of everything else. But this just sort of shows like, oh no, there's like this whole other layer to it. And this is like why he really probably trusts her, is because he was on trial for murder and she saved him. I am interested though, we gotta be coming back to this stuff because there was some things that were brought up that did not get resolved. Grossberg mentioning Mia's boyfriend dying, and we just didn't get any of the details on like all that stuff with like Dahlia poisoning that person, like kind of, but not like why she did it. Like she was in for another crime, wasn't she? Did she poison someone else before that? And also just the fact that they seem to know each other, and Dahlia was like, I'll be back. Like, are we gonna see her again throughout this game? I don't know. That was just like a very good first chapter. Very interesting. And I cannot freaking believe Phoenix ate the necklace. Oh, Phoenix. I'm obsessed with you. You're such a weirdo sometimes. But okay, I'm excited to get into the first like real case of this game that we're gonna have to investigate. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!